Hello, welcome back. So, I have something really cool for you all today. I actually got the animation almost completed, and in this live stream, I am going to show you the animation. So, we left off last time on the legs, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. It's definitely better than the last one I had. For the arms, I literally just did that. I did the thing that I didn't want to do, but it looks good anyway. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So she is just in place right here. So I'm going to go ahead and play the animation. I've added some details with the dress. As you can see, it's like her whole body is moving right there. So yeah. And as you can see, I also added like she was breathing to make her look more tired, because in the first one she didn't look tired at all. She didn't look like she didn't look like she just finished like a mile and a half walk down the childhood cliff. It didn't look like that at all. So it's like, we need to do something else with this. But I'm very happy with the way it turned out. This part I kept kinda the same. And I did make a reference to be an animator, you also need to be a good actor. So I recorded myself doing this same thing, so it would be easier to animate it. But yeah. So there's the final animation. Now the thing that I need to do now is, well, she's just stuck in one place. Remember last time she was actually walking forward. That's what I'm going to do now. So, oh dang, that's actually correct. So from this point, I'm going to go backwards. And let's make sure the red lines is turned off. And let's make sure I actually have everything, because I accidentally put like some of these lines right here in the red lines category. Don't do that. Make sure you have everything organized. Okay, so we don't want to see any keyframes after. Oh, don't press F. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. We don't want to see any keyframes before. So See, this foot is still on the ground and this one is still up in the air. So that's what we're doing here. This one is still up in the air. Let's make sure that we're on a keyframe, not like somewhere in the middle. All right. Now this foot is on the ground. Well, I think it should be. And now she is walking. Okay, she's on the ground there, there, and there, and there, but not there. What in the world is this scene anyway? Or this frame? Don't quite understand that. I guess I'm just supposed to make it up. Yep, I'm supposed to make it up. Alright. So this live stream is going to be a bit of a fun one, because this is finally almost done. And I'm super excited about this one because I don't remember if I've done it before, but I get to show you guys how the filling process works. And if this live stream is under an hour, I will hopefully show you all how I put this in a 3D scene, how I append it to the 3D cliff scene. So, which I think I have done before, but still, this is a real scene right here, and I can probably render it. Now, I want to make sure of something. Oh, yeah. Okay. I wanted to make sure if her head was moving at all to make it look more real, because it looked like it was just frozen in place when she was frozen in place before she started, like, moving forward. But yeah, just wanted to make sure that she wasn't still frozen in place and her head was actually going up and down, but it seems like it is. So that's good news. Jeez, how many frames is this? There's so many frames on that one foot. I hope I didn't mess up. It still looks good, so I'm not going to redo it, but that's why you need to be on the keyframe or it gets rid of everything. It's like, no, I don't want to start a new keyframe. Alright, yeah, that's good. Jeez Louise. We're still on this foot, bro. Look at that. How many frames is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I think it was like 3 for the other foot. Like, oh yeah, this one I'm supposed to just make up. But we're all the way back here now, so I'm gonna unlock the red lines and fix this real quick. And I will probably just copy and paste that because I don't want it to move around while I'm trying to animate. Okay. Now I'm going to lock this so that I don't select it and go back to lines. I'm going to stay on that line and make that up right there. That looks good. Alright. And final keyframe. Yeah. Alright. And now she is walking. Let's get this out of edit mode and turn these off and this off. Here we go. I'm going to turn some royalty-free music on. Let's see. Football music. Carnival. This one just says background music. I guess we'll just finish this one. I'm going to listen to it real quick. I'm going to choose another song real quick with the mic on mute. Okay, I have chosen a song. Now we're going to watch her walk. Y'all don't know how happy I am to see this done. Good grief. But yeah, final product. Very happy with the way that it come out. Let's save this. And I'm actually going to go to the blend 1 file, which should be what it was before, but I'm not too sure on that. See, yeah. No, it didn't keep it. That's okay. Well, there is the final product. And I'm going to show you the video of what it was before real quick. This is what it looked like before. What the heck? It also looked like I animated the object. What the heck? I totally did. Look at that. She's not even sticking to the ground. She's like gliding because I animated the 2D object. Why? I don't get that. Maybe it could have been accidental. I have no idea. I mean, I think she goes pretty far in this animation. I mean, I would probably either have to animate the object, which I don't want to do because that kind of looks, I don't really like that. Let's play it again real quick. No, she doesn't go that far. Well, I mean, shoot, this is the end of her journey, so this is a snippet. This is a snippet of her finishing her journey, finishing her walk. So she's going to be slow, and it's only going to be a little bit. Sorry, I have that highlighted. So, honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. So, we'll just leave it like that. Okay. So, I'm going to turn the fills on and it is going to immediately be messed up. Yeah. Ooh, we can see what it was before. Well, maybe. It only kept a couple keyframes. These keyframes down here are the fills keyframes. And I can move them to do whatever I want to with them. But I'm going to leave them here. So this is the new animation, and that is part of the old animation. I remember when her head turned that way and her mouth was missing and a couple keyframes. So that was kind of funny. But I'm going to go under edit mode and lock the lines and the red lines. Actually, we don't need this anymore, but I'm going to leave it on there just in case. But I'm going to delete all of the fills by hitting A on my keyboard for select all and X for delete. I think it's all selected anyway. Now, the keyframes that are missing right here, I'm gonna have to do something. Like, I could just hit I. I'll do that. Now, it won't actually go on the keyframe when I hit the up and down arrows, so I have to go hit the left and right arrows because the keyframes are missing. Oh, Shift I. That'd be a lot better. Let's see. What is that? Yeah. Okay. So now it won't say, hey, there's not a keyframe here. What are you trying to do? And I can move around using the up and down arrows instead of the side by side. These keyframes are new. They weren't in there before. Okay, so all of that is deleted. So now hey, actually, pop quiz. Okay. Pop quiz. If I gave you hex code CED6A8FF, what color is that? It would be this purple right here. Pretty sure anyway. What? Okay, then it's this. Yeah, it is this color right here. I didn't even know what color it was. But the trick here to getting the exact colors as before is to go in here and actually copy and paste the hex code. That's new. That's pretty cool. Usually if I clicked on one of these, it would get rid of the hex code, but it's not doing that. That's pretty cool. Of course, you have hue, saturation, value, which I think that's how light you make it, and alpha is the opacity, pretty much. But this is the exact same green that she has been for all the scenes, thanks to copying and pasting the hex code for it. And I just love that you can do that in Blender. Now, I am on Blender 5.2. It is their newest version. And used to, you wouldn't have to, used to, now, I will say now, you can just go up here to Fill Solver, and instead of pixels, because it would do terrible like that. That's what it was. And you would have precision, that's what it was. I would usually move up the precision to 3 or 3.5. Let's do 3.5. That was the norm, and it would fix it like that. But now I don't have to do that anymore. I can go up here to Fill Solver and do Delaunay. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And boom, just like that. It doesn't look at the pixels anymore. Actually, I'm not sure what it looks at, but it does a really good job. Use the exact geometry to create fills. So I guess it looks at the strokes. So that's something new that is really awesome. And I think that came from a comment, actually. Thank you for that comment, because that helped me out a lot. That is really cool that Blender did that. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just do one at a time and maybe play some music. What the heck was that? Probably just need to get closer. Sometimes you have to get closer and sometimes you have to get far away because it messes up like that. But this is where the magic happens. And the real magic comes from this effect right here, which we should, wow, we should be able to see whenever her eye will not show up whenever I fill it. Hang on. Yeah. And that's where the real magic happens, is this rim effect right here. I love that effect. It looks like she's in the sun right now, which is exactly what I want. So let's go back to viewport shading. And I am going to continue filling and probably play more royalty-free music. Oh, it's automatically playing stuff. I didn't know that it was actually playing stuff. Okay. Okay, so music is playing. Hopefully y'all can hear it. And I am going to probably mute the microphone. So microphone is muted. Uh-oh, look at that. Forgot to do that. It's time to do zoomies and take care of your pet. Alright, so literally I've had the stroke size on this for basically the whole thing. Alright, so there's that. And I am going to save that again. Alright, let's turn back on the royalty-free music. Actually, I'm going to start this over. Some of this is like rock music. Let's search for peaceful music. Some of this is rock music, and I don't want to scare y'all when it suddenly goes, you know. But anyway, the name of this is literally peaceful, so I hope it's not rock or anything. Anyway. Okay, so that is that. I was scrolling through, or scrubbing through and making sure that I got everything. I was like, what's that white spot? But that's what that is. So there's the final animation, and here's the animation with the amazing rim effect. Let's see. I love this. I'm gonna save it. Let's go back to the video and see what it looked like before so I can just make sure. Oh yeah, it was different before. Well, no it wasn't. Hmm. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Well, we have only done 37 minutes of this live stream and everything's done and it's ready to go to the 3D scene, the 3D set, and be rendered. So, guess what I'm going to do next? I am taking this to the set and I'm going to render it. So, see, I have a lot of versions. Actually, I think I have like 2 or 3 versions of the cliff scene, which I don't think it's supposed to be copied and pasted over and over. Well, duplicated over and over. Because it could mess it up. But I am not sure about that. Let me get this on here for you all. Okay, we are on. And now I'm going to show you how I put the 2D animation in the 3D set. Why do I think I already did this? Did I already do this? Alright, well, I'm going to show you anyway. So, to do this, just 1 second. I'll just put it on the. Alright, to do this, I'm going to have to get out of the camera view because this is going to show up somewhere in the middle. And honestly, I think I want it on this view layer instead because this is where all of the 2D stuff is so that it can show up, potentially show up behind the clouds, but I don't think it has been doing that. But we will hide scene 5 and put scene 3 back in. I'm not sure if it's on here. No, it shouldn't be on here. But I'm going to click on the scenes collection to make sure that it goes inside that specific collection. I'm going to hit append, scene 3. This should be brand new, not a blend 1 file. I don't think y'all can see this part, but I am clicking on stuff right now. Alright, so there's that, and it shouldn't show up here. Oh, it did anyway. Well, I mean, let's get rid of the collection. And I want to have render still on. Let's rename this scene 3 before I mess it up. And I want this out of that collection because it's already in a collection. And then I'm going to delete that collection. Okay, just making sure that the microphone's not off. Alright. So now I'm going to look for scene 3. Yeah, I want to make sure the render is on so it will continue to render it, just not in here in this viewport anyway. But it will in this viewport and it will combine both viewports. And oh boy. No, actually I might want to mess with it on here and then do that later. So there are 60 frames in this scene. 60 frames. That makes 2.5 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate that. And it's going to animate this, which I can turn off here in a second whenever I'm done. She definitely needs to be scaled down. I'm going to refer back to the video. She was that tall, right? She was that tall. I think it might need to be a little closer, like the camera. I think it might need to be a little closer to the cliff. So let's go back up here. This is not animated yet, it's just positioned. I would actually like to do that. Okay. And I would also like to do that. Pretty close. Yeah, so let's go ahead. I want to rotate that up just a little bit more. So it looks like this is behind the cliff a little bit. Because as you can see in the old one, it almost looks like it's going to go behind the cliff a little bit, which is what I want. But I think that was because it was, yeah. See, the camera is kind of rotated up a little bit, like that. It is rotated up. Well, it's not as far down as I thought it was, but okay. Let's go ahead and make this final. And delete the animation that it made with the object. Oh no, we can't have that. I can fake it by just animating it in object mode. I could do that too. Just backing her up a little bit, that would probably be the best. Maybe, yeah. Hopefully she's not. Oof. Oh yeah, I made an animation. We don't want no animation. Excuse me, why is her hand turning purple? I thought I got that part. I did get that part. I don't know why it's doing that. It's probably an easy fix. And I'm just forgetting what it is. Let's go back to frame 1. Oh, and now she's walking on nothing. Let's move her forward X a little bit. See if that fixes it any. Oh yeah. And as always, clear animation data. I don't know why it's getting rid of the green in her hand. Okay, this is fine because I can move it up. And it still looks like she's walking, but actually, it's an optical illusion. And oh, actually, she's not too far. See, it's an optical illusion, and she's actually walking in midair. Yay! Illusions, illusions, illusions. Always, always, always. Animation is just one big illusion sometimes. Okay, now I gotta figure out why the green is going away. I could just fill it back, but I'm guessing something is turned off. And do we want that? Now the easiest fix would be just to fill in whatever. Let's make this bigger so I can actually see what's going on. Alright, so now we want the advanced feature on. Oh, this is Blender 5.0. Dang it. So we have to set the... Did I just click on something? I don't know. I don't know if that was on or not. But now we have to set the precision to... Wow. 3.5. And as long as it is in camera viewport mode, it will fill this like it's supposed to. Jeez. I have never done this in a 3D viewport before. Or, well, you know what I mean, in a 3D set. Maybe you don't know. Now, is that the only thing that disappeared? I think so. Alright, so I'm gonna save that. We got about 10 minutes left on this stream. So, perfect. It almost just crashed on me. That would have been bad. Alright, so now this is saved. And I can turn that off. And I'm going to make a window so y'all can see what is being rendered. Here we go, Blender render. Jeez, alright. So this is what it looks like rendered. So that's pretty cool. The only thing that I'm seeing wrong with it necessarily is the road lines. So that might need to be fixed. So let's go back to Blender. And go to this view layer. Go to object mode. Now this isn't all of them, I don't think. No, this isn't all of them. Alright, so I'm going to go GZ, move them up a little bit, and then see what that looks like. Okay, so there's a problem. It's going above the cliff, which we don't want. So I'm going to have to move it back down. Like that, probably. And then let's see what that looks like. That's not bad. That's not bad. So that's what it looks like now. Okay, seeing if we're still good on streaming. Ah, of course it animated it. Alright, so yeah, here we go. Childhood side road lines. All of this got organized. Clear, 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 clear. So it shouldn't be animated at all because it's road lines and it doesn't need to be animated. Alright, so I think that's actually good, except the camera needs to be animated now. And I'm actually going to turn the frog character back on. She has a name, I'm just not going to reveal it until later. I don't know when later, but it will be later. So that is frame 1, and I actually want a Bezier animation because I think that would be ideal. So the camera is not going to exactly move along with her, but it is going to be pretty close like that. And that's what we want. Did it color that in? Yeah, it did. It's just the rim made it lighter when I made it darker. That's hilarious. Alright. So actually, I think that is good to go. So I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't render it twice, maybe. I don't know how many times it would render it, honestly. And now, actually, I will switch it to, hopefully it will stay on the same window. But I'm going to render it now. But before I do that, I need to make sure I had it on that window again. Well, we're gonna end up going back anyway. But I need to make sure that it is named properly And this is not scene 5. So I need to change that to scene 3 so it doesn't override scene 5.1. And I need to make sure that it is in the right folder, which I think it is. Okay, yeah, it is. So that's good. I think I do want ray tracing on because it makes this look more realistic. Doesn't necessarily look good, but it makes it look more realistic. So that's kind of what I want for that. Okay, let's go ahead and render the animation. And hopefully I can show you all. Yep. Alright, so it is currently rendering. So I am going to play more peaceful music. Y'all, this is going pretty slow. So if something crashes, I apologize. Let's just hope the stream doesn't crash, because that would be bad. I would rather the rendering crash than the stream. But if it does, I apologize. Okay, we're almost done here. Are we done? Yay, we are done. Alright. So we're back to this, and I am going to show the original, and then I'm going to show you the new one. So here we go. This is the before and after that I had teased in the last live stream. So let me just set this up real quick. Oh, I didn't even click on it. That's why it's not showing up. And that is the new scene 3. Ooh! I can't do 2 videos? Man. It won't let me do 2 videos. Okay, whatever. Well, I will just play the OG, and then I will play the new one. So, let's go ahead and go to the video, and here we go. This is the original version. Of course, we have watched this a gazillion times, but this is worth it. This is the before and after, okay? So here we go. Before and whenever I can get to it. After. So I think that turned out really cool. Let's watch it again. That is a cleaner walk cycle, I'm noticing. Oh yeah. Cleaner walk cycle. The arms aren't great, actually. It looks like this arm is actually like bumping into something. Or it did. Now that she is moving forward when she walks, it doesn't look like that anymore. So that's good. Alright. So, it has been an hour, and that will conclude the live stream, but y'all, I can't just sit here and like not give God any credit, 'cause like honestly, I was sitting here not doing anything because I just didn't want to animate anything, because it became a really stressful thing to do to animate this. But the Holy Spirit reminded me of something this week, that I need to rely on God's strength more than my own. So that is how this scene got done right there. That wasn't me, that was God. 'Cause I really, I would not be doing this without God. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right there. But yeah. But just the Holy Spirit reminded me this week to rely on God's strength instead of my own. And it reminded me of the word, he reminded me of the word yield. And I've been doing a devotion on how to yield. Let me see if I can look up exactly what that means. Let's watch the video again because it's fun. Alright, so I'm going to put this on loop for you all. So yielding means to surrender, submit, or give up control to God's will and guidance. So if you have any problems in life, like what I had, because this just became super stressful, like I'm gonna go ahead and admit, like it was becoming a stressful thing instead of something that's really fun and something that I enjoy. But when I surrendered the short film to God, and when I focused on that it's not my strength alone, it's God's strength, and He strengthens me to create this. So if you needed that today, yeah. I don't really know what else to say except what I just said. But yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you needed that message today, that is great. Yeah, surrender to God, yield to Him. That's what that means. Relying on God's strength is yielding to Him, like you would yield for other people, like you would yield for a car on a road. Y'all know what that means. Those of you who drive, is it still looping? Alright, anyway, I'm gonna click off of that. Those of y'all who drive, it is pictured like this. You are yielding to another car on the road, but switch out the car with God. You are letting the car go ahead of you because of the yield sign. And as a Christian or as a believer, you need to let God go in front of you and let Him lead you. It's like one of my favorite verses is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That's a strong statement right there. To lean not on your own understanding. Okay, I forgot the second part, I'm not gonna lie. But that's Proverbs 3:5. It's been a while since Bible drill, guys. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your straight paths. He will make your paths straight. Isn't that such a strong message right there? That is a super strong verse right there. But whenever I have that verse on my graduation cap, I was given the opportunity to decorate my graduation cap, and I put that on it, along with fully rely on God. And it was this frog character right here. Because, fun fact, this was supposed to be done for graduation. It was supposed to be done in time for my high school graduation, but that did not work, unfortunately. But this will be done in time for somebody else's graduation. Maybe even my siblings' graduation. Who knows? Maybe my best friend's graduation. Who knows? It will be done for all seniors, though, however. This is for all seniors and anybody who is struggling with fully relying on God. That is the whole point of this short film. It's not just about high school graduation. It is about moving. It is about taking that big leap of faith and trusting in God to get you to the other side. That is the meaning of the short film. And yeah, I just really hope. I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, that is the meaning of the short film. And whoever was watching this, thank you all so much. That is going to be the end of the stream. I usually keep it at an hour, but it looks like 7 of you viewed this video or this live stream, so thank you so much for that. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for another live stream. And guys, it is because of God that I got this scene done today. It is all because of Him. And I praise Him and give Him all the glory for it. Thank you.